Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Gloria, owner at Glow Creations. If you are new here, welcome. If you've been here before, you know we are all about events. All about events, behind the scene, logistic, all the events. So in this week, series of behind the scene, I am going to take you behind the scenes of a Somali wedding. So the bride and the groom are from Somali. They are having their wedding. First we are setting up for the Nikkah, which is the Muslim wedding, ceremony, and then we are coming back to flip into the reception. So in the final result, you will see two different, setup, similar, setup, but you can tell that, some things have been changed as far as the, stage, decor. This is going to be beautiful. I didn't get to record a lot of, prep because if you watch my previous, video, we were in Denver, Colorado last weekend, and when we came back, I was tired. So, and then, I took a day off and then, jump right into prepping for this wedding. So I was prepping, but I was exhausted. I didn't want to worry about recording because it takes time to, set up, equipment and things like that. So I did not get to record a lot of the behind the scene, but you can still tell, you can still see some behind the scene. And of course, we built the backdrop in the video. We built that, I think, in April. So you see that video in there. So yeah, this setup is going to be beautiful. You're gonna be like, okay, Gloria, every time you say, oh, this is gonna be amazing. But no, this one, and you probably watched the shorts on my channel already. If you have, subscribed, you probably watched the short. The setup is amazing. So let's go behind the scene, but first, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Again, I am in Kansas City, on the Kansas side, if that matters to you, but I am in Kansas City. I also have my showroom in Omaha, Nebraska. Fun fact, I actually started my business in 2017 in Omaha, Nebraska. So we moved to Kansas City in 2020, but I still have my showroom in Omaha, Nebraska, and I'm there almost every week, sometimes twice a week. So I still have my showroom in Omaha. And next weekend I'm actually going to be in Lincoln, Nebraska. So yes, so I am in Kansas City and also in Omaha, Nebraska. Leave me a comment. Let me know where you are watching from. I want to get to know you. So, again, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let's go behind the scene. Welcome to behind the scenes. So here, as you can see, I am doing some cutting to create the backdrop that will be used in this setup. So this backdrop, it's a new it's a new type of backdrop that is very trendy. They are very different. They are different in ways that a lot of people do it. So I am creating this for my clients. I'm doing it outside since there's a lot of cutting, and I'm laying it out to see what I'm working with. So this is almost complete. I think we were missing two panels here, and then I added some vinyl and some lights into it. Since I don't have a lot of space in my showroom, I did this by section, but you can see vinyl added, lighting was getting added. Next, flowers. Again, as I stated earlier, I didn't get to record a lot of the making of the flowers because I was tired from my Colorado trip, and I had about 4 days to prep for these. The backdrop was already done, which was helpful. So we did flowers that week. I did some other things, and the guys also helped with some of the prepping. And then this is the flower roll that I set up in the office side of my warehouse. So this is when I was kind of, testing the big flower arrangement on the vase. And here we are heading to the venue. So we are heading. So this week we are in DoubleTree by Hilton in Overland Park, Kansas. We've worked at this venue a couple times in the past, and we've done multiple rentals for this venue. I like this venue. They are flexible. They are very nice, and it's only 10 minutes from our warehouse, which is great. But some of the guys came the day before to drop off some of the chairs. So if you notice, there were already the mirror sheets on the table, and some of the table already have chairs. Just mean that we had access to the venue the day before. I was busy, but I was able to send the guys over, and they drop off most of the chairs and the mirror sheet. So day of the event, we got there about 8 a.m. We're setting up. Some of the aunties of the bride were there. They were getting their favors ready, the wedding favor ready to set up on the table, and they were also doing other things. So here the guys are bringing stuff in, and I think I started working on the flowers, because these the vase that we're using today, we used it several times in the past, but it's usually up and I put it upside down today to give it another look. So I was trying to make sure I do this myself to make sure it's secure and everything. But we ended up adding some duct tape. We ended up adding some duct tape to the base of the vases. So this is what we're doing here. So we added some duct tape. We put some duct tape here to kind of hold the vase down on each side, and then we added some cylinder vases with some candles onto the tape, just to kind of mask it. So as you can see here, we're gonna put some candles on it, so it kind of made the vase secure. And when we came back at night, none of it broke, none of it moved, none of the flower fell, nothing like that. But yeah, this was very helpful, since we were putting the vase upside down and the base part was up, which made it less sturdy than usual. So here we are setting up the stage. I think I was doing the drapes, and some of the guys were wrapping the stage, doing draping. It was a hot day, so if you noticed when we started recording the video, we didn't wear our vest because even though it was 8 or 9 a.m., it was pretty steamy outside. So I just say, you know what, let's unload everything, let's close the door, and once the AC is running nice, we can wear our vest. So some of us ended up wearing it. Some of us did not. So here we are raising the drapes. So I'm standing in the back recording, of course, and also checking the height. So I have this idea. If you do a vent, I wish somebody would make some uprights that you can just press a remote, and then it will raise up to the height, and then you can choose the height that you want with the remote. Maybe they already have this, I don't know, but this would be a great invention. So yeah, just something that always crossed my mind. But this is the first setup. So as I said at the beginning of this video, this setup will be in two parts. So the first setup is the Nikkah, which is the Muslim wedding ceremony. So there are going to be people sitting on the stage. So this is the setup, and the room, the centerpieces, the favors on the table. This is when everything was set up. And then we had to come back after the Nikkah. So the Nikkah started at 3, so we were done by 2. This was the photographer also, taking picture. Yeah, so this stage was fun to create. And of course, we did the floor wrap too, which was very, very nice. Yeah, this is the backdrop. I don't know if you noticed the backdrop with the lights and everything. This was a fun project to make. And then, yeah, like I said, we had to come back to flip from the Nikkah ceremony to the reception, which you see in the next, shot. That shows just the love seats. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comments for more. Bye bye.